is with him. Do you care to introduce formally?
Well, yeah, I'd like to do that. This is another one of the 8 school districts that I'm very proud of. The Farwell School District is a neighboring school district of mine. My children went to the Clare School District, but Farwell is right next door, and they do an excellent job. And I don't know what John has for us today, but I have heard a lot about his teaching ability, and I'm excited to hear from him.
Thank you and welcome.
Thank you. This is very unique for me because I normally don't sit and talk. I usually walk and talk. So I'd like to thank you for having me, but before I thank you guys for having me, I need to thank my wife and my son who are sitting over here who came down to support me. No offense to you, but they're more important.
We have to concur, by the way.
And better looking. Good afternoon, and I thank you for the opportunity to testify about the K-12 school aid appropriations. As you know, my name is John Pacodinas, and I'm a teacher and a parent from the Farwell, Michigan area and Farwell school districts. What does $950,000 mean to kids in the Farwell school district? It means it offsets, it allows us to have low class sizes, opportunities in foreign language, including Mandarin Chinese, at the elementary and middle school levels, no fee athletics, including middle school sports like volleyball. For our kids, it means an enriched educational experience, which does include wood classes, career tech education, a wide variety of dual enrollment courses, many opportunities in the fine arts, and transportation to extracurricular events. I think this would be a good opportunity to tell you what the demographics are of Farwell. 67% free and reduced lunch. That number equates to at-risk students. We have approximately 1,450 students in the district. We have a budget of about $10.5 million, and we have about $1.2 million in fund equity. Yeah, that's a little bit about Farwell. When I say what does $950,000 mean in Farwell, the question is, what will $950,000 taken away from Farwell mean? Well, it will mean reduction in and elimination of programs, possibly the ones that are stated above. Class sizes in the elementary could balloon to 30 students, with secondary class sizes being over 40 students. Students will have less choice when building schedules because enrichment courses have been reduced or eliminated. With just math, science, social studies, and English, are kids really going to want to come to schools? I don't think so. Studies on increased class sizes prove that large class sizes do actually harm to the future development of students and their likelihood to succeed. There's research done by the California Educational Research Cooperative, which states, quote, for all student populations, class size research, while difficult to synthesize, offers convincing evidence of an important link between lowered student-teacher ratios and higher achievement. These issues are not just a Farwell program. You heard Mr. Tom House, superintendent of the district immediately to our north, discuss that earlier today. It's unfortunate that schools of choice has districts looking to steal from other districts to make financial choices, right? Making the choices that are necessary for these students to be successful. I was talking with Mr. House earlier today, and he said if we have to cut transportation, that would be a difficult thing because how do our kids get to schools? And I said, you know what would happen? Farwell would run a bus right along your district. And for all those students that are near that line, guess what they're going to do? They're going to jump on that bus. Yippee for Farwell, not yippee for Harrison. Of course, their kids aren't worth as much as ours, right? Wrong. Those kids deserve the exact same education and quality education as those from East Grand Rapids, where my wife graduated, from West Bloomfield, from Rochester, where I graduated, from Utica schools, and from Perry. I'm off script, which is fine. I just implore you, please do not remove money from the school aid fund and shift it to the colleges. Governor Snyder's proposal, while it might be fiscally budgetary, is devastating when it comes to the students and future of our children. We want them to stay in Michigan, but we're not going to educate them to stay in Michigan. Like Representative Potvin said, we need to have people that can work with their hands, not just people that can go take a state test. And Farwell has that, but I'm not sure they will in 1 or 2 years. I'm not sure they will continue to have that. Will we continue to have the fine arts? I don't know. I can't tell you that. I have extensive conversations with my superintendent all the time about ways that we can help offset these costs and make changes. As a union president, we're doing everything we can with our superintendent to look for ways to save money. We have a very good relationship with them. It isn't an us versus them relationship at the table. It is us and how can we do things better for our students. And yes, I will definitely support and do everything I can to fight for a budget constitutional amendment. It's too bad that we need that, but if we need it, doggone it, we need it. And that's all I need to say before I say too much. Thank you for your time.
Actually, you were quite eloquent, and that's why we put the microphones on the table so you couldn't walk like that. It would have felt like I was in a classroom again. So I appreciate that. Any questions? Comment? Thank you very much. Representative Johnson.
I guess one thing I would just point out is that one of the people that John works for is former Representative Tim Moore, who's the principal of the elementary school in Farwell. So he gets to see Tim all the time, and I'm hearing great things out of both of them.
It's unfortunate. Why didn't you bring Representative Moore? He didn't want to come up and visit with us?
He's probably on spring break, number one. And number two, I'm sure he had enough trips back and forth from Farwell to Lansing in his 6 years here. So
I can well imagine. Thank you very much. I have a meeting at 4:30, so I am going to turn